so good. Ramen is just so good for you. It's like the best thing that's ever happened.
That's subjective, but we'll let it slide for now.
It's not subjective. It's objective. Ramen is fucking delicious. That's a fucking fact.
I am not disagreeing.
Okay.
We debating some ramen here.
You talking about ramen?
Is that what I heard?
No, it was ramen. But I would fucking debate ramen. I just fucking do it. I had a lot of ramen last week, actually. There's a couple ramen shops not nearby. Dude, one kind of like, it was the craziest thing. I went to it last week. It's a ramen shop. And they were under construction for a while. But like when they first opened, they were kind of like, like a casual ramen shop. You just walk in, order your ramen, sit down, it's good to go, whatever. I hadn't been there like a year or so. I walk through the door. I'm bumming the fuck up. I'm bumming it up, man. I got sweatpants on. I got on a fucking shitty t-shirt. I'm about to go grocery shopping. Get my grocery shopping done for the week. It's a fucking Monday afternoon. And I walk in there just to grab some lunch. And it's like a fucking 5-star restaurant in that motherfucker, dude. I walked in, I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, hey, come in, sit down. I was like, I'm not ready for this shit right now. Okay. And I sat down, they bring me this, this fucking elegant menu and everything to go through it. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened to this place? I mean, it's the same exact place. And it's just, it's got a classier on the inside. It's got a lot classier on the inside. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. They had sushi chefs over there just waiting, like, do you want us to make you some sushi? We're just standing here, just fucking chopping it up, just chilling, hanging out. I'm just like, what the fuck happened to this place? I mean, I love it. It's great. But also, I feel uncomfortable with shit right now because I'm not ready for lunch. I mean, this is some gourmet shit. You guys got a Michelin star? What the fuck is happening? And I'm just, there in sweatpants. I'm just there in sweatpants and a shirt covered in paint. Because it was a shitty shirt day. I mean, like I said, I was going grocery shopping. And I'm just like, I'm going to Costco right across the street. I don't know why the fuck you all doing this. Carry on.
I do apologize with the late start. I had an emergency shift today.
No, it's okay.
Oh, you're good, bud. I was in my spot. I'm playing. Ooh, dude. We're talking about it. I was playing a game. I had to find a save point. Finally got to find a save point. Killed it. We're good. Oh, dude. I hate it so much. I hate these type of games, but dude, it's a good game.
Oh, I know what you're playing then.
You do know what I'm playing.
I do.
All right, cool.
All right. So
where the fuck is Wild? I'm angry. I'm mad at Wild right now. I'm mad at Wild. I'm mad. I'm also mad at he who should not be named because he also. Is it weird for me to say that I miss him? Because he introduced controversy so well. He introduced controversy. I feel like we're all over here. We're always usually picking the same sides and stuff, and he would just introduce controversy. I don't know if it was his personality or whatever, but I sometimes I hated it about him, but I also appreciated it. It would just introduce controversy, and it would spark conversation. Now I say it. I'll say it. I'll admit it. I miss him.
You should call him.
Sometimes you gotta have that extra opinion there.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, dude, we've had so many topics too that I know that he would have just been just firing on all cylinders for.
All right,
introducing that controversy.
Let's kick it off. And here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Griffcast, episode 142. The Mature Nerd Podcast for immature people, the show where we talk about any and all things nerd, from video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. I'm your host, King Neckbeard Griffmore. Welcome to the show. I don't know where Wild is. I don't know.
We had the ratio, kind of evened out. It was fine. It was 50-50. And now it's just... What is it, 60-30? Ooh, that is not the right math. That is not the right math.
No, it's not. You're close, though.
66-33. Yeah.
There you go.
Can I get like the extra? Can I get the the 0.4?
Sure.
Because it'd be like 33.3, 33.3, 33.3, but then y'all have like 66.6, and then I would have 33.4 to get to the 100 percentile. Can I have the extra percentile?
Yeah, you can have the extra percentile.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it'll be my privilege to give it to you.
You're so nice. You owe us a lot more.
Anywho, before we go down that rabbit hole, all I've been doing is looking for a truck and playing Path of Exile. So,
Yeah? Trucks?
Yeah, it's time for me to get out of sedans.
Why don't you just hold on? Sorry, I'm doing the share thing. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and Path of Exile is hitting a point of I'm getting bored. I mean, I have put in like 500 hours, but
Not done it all, ain't you?
pretty close to it.
wow. What?
What?
Did the game fully release?
No, not yet. Yeah, you don't understand how I am with those type of games, man.
You have a cap, right? You have a cap like to which you can get to. Like you're only set to like level 25 out of like 100 or whatever, right?
No. The level cap, the level cap is what the level cap is going to be. And you know what's funny? I have yet to hit the level cap on any character.
But you also said the game hasn't fully released yet, right?
Right.
But you still have access to like 100% of the content, or 100% of the level cap, or
100% of the level cap, probably about 70% of the content.
70% or 30%?
70%.
So
I'd say
only
70%. So
They're only hiding 30%?
okay, so right now the only thing that's not in the game is it's missing 5 of the 12 classes, which seems like more than it is. But the classes only represent where you start on the tree. Because all classes have the same access to all skills, all weapons, and the talent tree. It's the same talent tree for all classes. And the only thing that the classes do is 3 things. Your aesthetic, your positional start on the talent tree, and your ascendancy class, which can make or break your build depending if you build around it or not. That's it. That's all the classes do. They haven't decided if they're going to do 4, 5, or 6 acts, but the first 3 are available. Yeah, and that's all that's really been hidden so far.
So a lot of the game is pretty much released.
Yeah. I mean, they still have like 8 new weapons to bring in and skills for those weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff.
You know, I imagine it would just be like, you know, a glorified demo and just like you only have access to like a quarter of the game. But I guess you have access to a lot of shit.
Yeah. You have full access to the end game.
That's pretty cool.
Which is where these type of games really shine.
Yeah.
The leveling and the campaign is kind of a side story for doing the end game. But yeah. So something I've noticed recently is when I first saw the release trailer for Borderlands 4, I was not excited. I'm still not excited.
Yeah, we were talking about that for a bit.
Yeah. But I am less, or I am more optimistic. Let's use that phrasing. I am more optimistic with some of the things I've seen recently. It looks like it's going to be a lot better than originally anticipated.
What's got you excited for it?
Just the gameplay loop.
Or, yeah.
They showed a lot of the gameplay loop. And they've hit a point to where they're basically saying like, hey, we're done with the game, so we're just going to release it early.
Yeah,
They moved it up 3 weeks. It's not like they moved it up 3 months. They moved it up 3 weeks.
That's pretty big. Like, when's the last time you heard of a game releasing early?
Yeah, any kind of early. Yeah, it doesn't really happen very often.
I can't name the game. They did it, but they only moved it up 2 weeks. They moved it up like 2 weeks. I was like, okay, calm the fuck down. Yeah, I don't think 3 weeks is that big of a deal. 2 weeks is not that big of a deal. If you moved it up 2 months, 3 months, a few months, I'm like, all right, thank you. Thanks for putting in work. Has the game gone cold?
Yeah,
It's gone gold. I fucking hate that term so much.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. Like the gold and platinum and all that stuff, that should be for sales. Like,
They don't do that.
Like let's do like billboards. This is one of the most played games. It is a platinum or greatest game, or because I don't know if you remember like the old greatest hits for PlayStation and Xbox that they used to put on the.
They still do it.
Do they?
I think they still do it. They just don't get as much light.
Yeah, it's not really talked about as much as it used to be.
Yeah, because like they would release like the game cases, right? Because
Yeah.
most games are digital now. So it's just like that. Yeah, like they had the Game of the Year editions or whatever. They had the greatest hits. And so like whenever you're picking up at the physical case, it would say greatest hits at the top. Yeah, they don't. Oh my God, are we losing our way? I mean, of course we're losing our way, duh. But are we losing some of the greatness that we used to have in the past?
I think it's starting to come back. I think there's going to be a historical repeat.
Yes! Yes! My fucking guy. Can I give my point one that I had? The point four. I give it to him.
Jesus. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. I promise you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wild has found his way home. Oh. But yeah, anyway, we have I think that the people that are going to save the industry are the ones that are not in the AAA studios.
About right.
It's going to be everybody who was kicked out of the AAA studios.
Everyone that broke off and made their own studios and just released the game at the drop of a hat for no reason, and it just goes and just shits on everything.
Yeah. Like the game you've been playing, Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
Well, I never said that. I never said that was the game I was playing.
Yeah, you did.
But you were accurate in your assumption. I'm only a couple hours in. Oh, dude, man, I fucking hate turn-based games so much. I hate turn-based games.
That one seems a lot more interactive though within its sequencing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot more interactive with turn-based. And oh, dude, the story though. Like I said, I'm not even that far in. I'm only a couple hours in. But the story though, hooked. I've already shed tears. Dude, great.
I was actually thinking about picking that game up myself, but I got sucked into the Oblivion remake instead.
So there's two games I'm going to be picking up very soon, and that's going to be the Oblivion remake and Clair Obscura, because I have just also picked up the re-release of Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, Lords of the Fallen.
Oh yeah, I saw that they released a very significant update for that.
Yeah, so it's gone from mostly negative on Steam to mostly positive. That's how much they redid the game.
The Fallen.
Yeah, they're calling it like a 2.0 type thing, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And you can buy the full re-release for $20.
I don't know about Lords of the Fallen. But the two games, Expedition 33 and Oblivion Remaster. They're on Game Pass. I feel bad for them now because I mean, I guess I also don't feel bad for them because their sales were still pretty strong. Hate remasters, still with a fiery passion. Remasters. But
honestly, I feel like the Oblivion remastered is like kind of in between a remake and a remaster. It's kind of weird where it falls.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the higher ends of quality of remasters. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they completely updated the engine to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, that definitely helps for sure.
Yeah.
Expedition 33, I feel bad for it coming out on Game Pass. I mean, its sales are still doing fucking strong.
I think that's one of those games that people are going to play it on Game Pass and turn around and buy it anyway.
I'm one of those people. I'm probably to fucking do it just to give that fucking support, man.
I saw that game was only $50, which is unheard of for the quality that it has.
I mean, it's good. I mean, I could. The graphics aren't bad by anything. So, like, I'm not saying the graphics are bad. Not a huge fan, of the art style. I mean, the art style is pretty good. I'll say that. The art style is pretty good. The graphics are, pretty good. But there's other games where it's obviously stronger. It could be stronger. Could be slightly more detailed, but the game is still pretty, still gorgeous. Still has the sharpness, but it could still be better. I mean, I'm playing it on the ultimate graphic setting. I feel like, looking at it, I'm like, it could be stronger. It could be better. But then again, it's not coming from a high profile studio, so it's fine. I mean, the game still looks great. So I'm not saying the game looks bad. The game looks fucking great.
The game for what it is,
30 people.
Yeah, being made by like 30 to 50 people, surprisingly is of higher standards and higher quality than most AAA games.
I heard a lot of people say on the internet that they question why Final Fantasy hasn't done that before. Like copy that type of combat system. It would have made more sense for how long those games been turn-based, and then they just decided to go like full, action adventure, which is cool. I like that. But honestly, seeing what Expedition 33 did, I kind of agree with some of these people. I feel like maybe Final Fantasy should have stuck with that in some kind of way.
So I think that Squaresoft stayed away from that because originally that was Legend of Dragoon's identity.
Yeah, more so. I agree with that.
Like the interactive abilities and all that stuff. Legend of Dragoon was doing that in PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be the closest thing we get to a remake for right now.
Yeah, when it comes to that.
Well played.
Yeah, but overall though, the fact that a indie studio of about 40 to 50 people, 30 to 50 people, came out with a turn-based JRPG style game and is dominating the market with it.
And dude, let's you say whatever you want about a Ubisoft game. Say whatever you want about a Ubisoft game. I think Shadows was still a very good game. It's immaculate. I'm not saying it's immaculate, but dude, that game was gorgeous. The game was gorgeous.
It looked pretty.
Fun gameplay. Yeah,
it looked pretty. Like
gorgeous game.
Removing my personal feelings of certain situations about the game aside, the game looked pretty. The combat looked fun. There was a lot of issues with the assassins part of it.
Depends on which character you play as, but yes, I can see that. What I'm just trying to say is, they still had their game, their high-profile game, and it did what it did. And no matter how you look at it, whether you think it's so good, whether you think it's so bad, has a high player count, low player count, doesn't matter. We still know that Expedition 33 just took a fucking big fat shit.
Yep.
straight on the dome. Just dropped it right. Just a fat log, just right across.
Straight dropping the deuce.
Just dropping Dookie straight on that fucking head. And being previous employees of Ubisoft is just dropping like a nice little cherry. Or just sprinkling the peanuts in there for you to pick out later.
See, and that's what happened with Path of Exile. GGG, or Grinding Gear Games, all of their founders were ex-Blizzard employees that made Diablo 2. And when they got cut from the project going into Diablo 3. And so they said, screw it, we'll go make our own. And they did, and it blew Diablo 3 out of the water.
That shit happens. It happens so often. Fucking Titanfall. Oh, we didn't talk about that, man. Titanfall 3 being canceled. Oh, was it on the notes or was it on the notes?
It wasn't on the notes because I could not find confirmation of the rumor of it being true. Not the fact that it was being canceled, but the fact that it was ever in development.
That's fair. I'll allow it.
It was something that we would have all loved if it was going to happen, but perhaps in the future.
So
I mean, Respawn still had a couple good things. Respawn, I mean, they had Titanfall. What's their battle royale that was doing fucking good for a long time?
Oh, I forgot the name of that.
Apex Legends.
Yeah, that was it.
That was Respawn, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they broke off from Call of Duty. They're like, Call of Duty, you know what? You guys are just doing the same shit over and over. Let's revamp and just drop Titanfall 2. Just, huge shit on the market.
They do the same thing every time, and everybody still buys it.
Yeah.
I've drank the Kool-Aid.
I've drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid for a long fucking time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, what I find hilarious about that is people that play games like Call of Duty don't understand how, like, someone like me could play a game like Path of Exile for, say, 1,200 hours, but they've been playing the same game for 7 years.
Right.
You ain't have to put us out like that, gee, bro.
I can't say nothing. I played World of Warcraft for like 16 years. So.
Yet. And you say, like, it's just the same game every year. Like,
it is, but it's like, especially the one thing that they've added is that 360 the Omni movement. Actually, is
Omni movement.
I will say that.
Wait, didn't they have the Omni movement in like what was it, Advanced Warfare, where like you can run on walls and shit like that?
No, this one's different. So you can actually whenever you go to like jump or you go to dash or like jump forward, you can actually, instead of jumping forward, you can jump backwards and you can kind of lunge backwards.
Do they have like exosuits?
No, I don't think it's exosuits. It's just Omni movement. So like you're saying, like, if I'm running forward, like in the older games, if you're running forward and you hit the crouch button, you can slide forward.
Yeah, you can slide forward, and then you can always go through, and then now, so you can lunge forward.
Yeah, so like if I'm
lunge left, lunge right.
Yeah, so like if I'm still sprinting, I'm sprinting forwards, and at the moment I hit the crouch button to slide forward, I hit left instead. I will now slide left.
Yes.
So is it fair to say that the movement is just more exaggerated? Is that kind of the idea?
More exaggerated, more advanced. Just honestly, to tell you the truth, it can be at times like super annoying because
I would lose my shit. Because like if you're sprinting forward, like if you start holding left, you can sprint running left. You can sprint strafing left. Right?
Yeah, so it's more of a dive. So you can dive. You know how you can pretty much flop and then oh my goodness.
The dolphin dive? You're talking about
the dolphin dive. So instead of dolphin dive, you can dolphin dive forward, backwards, and then to the left and then to the right.
Yeah. But can you sprint? Can you sprint to the left? Can you sprint strafing left and sprint strafing right? That would piss me off. I would lose it. Because I'd be like, I don't want to sprint right now. Yes.
And so I mean, it's you have to engage it, but it is pretty dope because I've seen some people like do like a side jump, sniper shot, literally diving to the left, zooming in, hitting the sniper shot. It can be pretty good.
Uh-oh. Is that me?
Yes.
Did it start messing up on everybody there?
Yeah, like the whole thing just kind of just zonked out.
I thought I was going to get kicked there for a second.
I thought it was just me, man. I decided to fucking snap myself and just left.
Thanos snapped himself, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on here?
The weird part is I'm the only one that didn't have issues. I thought I was the only one with issues because everybody else froze.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, I saw everyone else had issues, and I was like, oh, so it must be me. So I dipped.
Oh no, it was,
No.
I was getting ready to like just go ahead and cancel the stream and be like, all right, what's going on? But no, all right.
Well, it must have been me because I left and everything's normal now. So you're welcome to my heroic sacrifice.
Hard to say.
You're the problem child.
Oh, I was a black sheep in my family for a long time. A long time. But now I'm the golden child. So sometimes all the black sheep out there, let me tell you something. Sometimes you just gotta tough it out. Tough it out. I was a black sheep for a long fucking time. And now I am the golden child. Everyone saw everything for what it was. And the person that was the golden child is now the black sheep. I'm telling you, tough it out, baby. Tough it out. I am the golden child. I am now
There's light
the
at the
one.
end of the tunnel.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, man.
Words to live by.
I mean, nah, I'm not gonna say nothing. So the only article I could find about this was the one you linked from IGN that Xbox is potentially raising their prices.
I've seen it all over the place. They're raising every system that they have is getting $100 or more increase. Fucking nuts. I've seen it from a couple of different sources. The IGN one was the only one that I shared.
Oh wait a minute, it's getting 100 what?
All their systems, every single system that they have the standard Xbox Series S. Then they have the Series S with like a little bit more storage. Then they have the Series X. And then they have the Series X with a little bit more storage. And they have the Series X with a lot more storage. Every fucking Xbox console that's on the market right now is getting at least $100 bump.
That's incorrect. The S is only going up 80.
I don't give a shit. The fucking the non next gen console, okay, still fucking 80.
The Xbox.
So this is once again that was the AI answer that is quoting IGN. So far, here's an article from.
Dude,
I really wish they would come up with better names for the Xbox because I get so confused as to which ones people are talking about when they talk about it.
Yeah.
Like just now, I have no idea which ones y'all are really talking about. I don't know which one is the newest.
S is the white one, X is the black one.
Whoa! You gotta say it like that? Damn, bro. Man.
Am I wrong?
but that doesn't tell me like what the generation difference is.
How dare you, bro?
It's the series. They're on the series right now, so the series is the
series. Okay. All right.
Because I mean, you're definitely right. They had the Xbox 360 and the Xbox 360S and the Xbox 360. Did they have an Xbox 360X?
No.
Well, they came out with an Xbox One, which was after the 360, I think.
And then it came with the Xbox One Pro.
One S. They had an Xbox One S and the Xbox One X.
Oh, did they?
I remember that. Yeah, the Xbox One came out first, And like when they like introduced like their slim versions and their updated versions, then they had the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. Yeah, oh dude, they're fucking dirty. It's dirty, dude.
Now,
Why?
okay.
Why would Microsoft do that when they already have Windows, which they fucking count incrementally? Why the fuck would they do that? I mean, you already have a system that fucking works. You had Windows 7, Windows 8. If you did skip 9, I don't give a fuck. I mean, you went from 8 to 8.1, and then you skipped 9, and then now you're on 10, and now you're on 11. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So like, why would
there's
you
really no reason. There's no reason to go out of numerical order.
I don't know. I just. All right. One, I get it. Two, I think it's dirty for a product that's already been released.
Yeah.
If a product that's already been released and on the market for 5 years now, to just raise that much in price. So everyone was getting PlayStation the fucking dirty dick for releasing the Xbox sorry. Everyone was giving PlayStation the dirty dick for releasing the PlayStation 5 Pro and having the Pro be $100 more than the base, right? Because the base was what, $599, and now the Pro is $699.
$499 and $599.
I think the Pro is $699.
Okay, so that was a $200 price increase. The base was
That's
always the disc version was always $500. So
Was it really?
Yeah.
So then the Pro was $599. It's $600. Was it? I don't know. I have to Google it. But anyway, everyone was like, "Oh, why is the fucking PS5 Pro so fucking expensive?" I want to say it's $700. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's so fucking expensive. There's no way they can fucking do it right now." Whatever. It's still the PS5 Pro, and everyone's like, "Oh, the PS5 Pro is not even that much of an upgrade from the PS5 base. It's not even that much of a fucking upgrade." The fucking Xbox Series X is not even a single fucking numerical upgrade at fucking all. Not a numerical upgrade. I think they increased the storage from 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes, and now that fucking console, the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte console is now almost $800 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Eat a big fat bag of dicks.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Get the fuck out of here. They didn't even do anything. Like,
So here's the part that I think is funny. Here's the part I think is funny. Is they're doing all these price hikes 5 years into the console's life cycle, which means nobody's going to buy it.
Nobody's been buying those fucking shits. They don't even report their numbers. They don't even report their sales. They don't report their shipments. They don't report shit. Xbox has been getting shit on this. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too emotional about this. I'm sorry. I need to calm down just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Xbox has not been reporting any of their sales numbers, any of their shipment numbers. They haven't been reporting shit. We don't know how many consoles they've moved. PlayStation, I think they announced how many sales they've had, consoles they've moved, but Xbox never does that. They never do, because they know it's going to be a clear indication.
I'm curious though. I know PlayStation has sold more. It's not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation has sold more because they have started treating PlayStation like iPhone.
I hate that comparison, but you are not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's, oh, you upgrade to the new console. All right, so you got the PS5. No, I got an Xbox X. Oh, what are you, poor? It's the same thing.
No. They were still similar in price. The consoles were still similar in price.
They were.
They've always been similar in price. It's just.
But I can't tell you how many times that somebody would get rag on somebody because they decided to go Xbox instead of PlayStation. I cannot tell you how many times. And I am actually, this generation, I am more Xbox than PlayStation. Because of the financial gain that you get from Game Pass, which is 10 times more affordable than PlayStation Plus.
They're not similar. They're not similar.
No, they're not similar in any aspect.
They can be close to similar, but it's still, you don't need an Xbox to get the benefits of Game Pass.
No, you don't.
You just need a PC. So Xbox has almost shot themselves in the foot by making Game Pass so beneficial on PC that most gamers, as long as they have an adequate.
Also, there are a lot of games that release on console on Game
computer?
Pass that are not on PC.
I mean, yeah, but that library is small. I mean, you're talking about
Also, part of the reason why they don't release their sales numbers for consoles because nobody needs to buy a console from them.
Yeah, and that's what most hardcore gamers are just like. I have a PC, I have an adequate PC, and I have a PS5, and I can play every single game on the fucking market that's out there. This is also including Nintendo titles, which Nintendo, as much as they try to fight it, their emulation game is strong. Sorry, not their emulation game. The
pirate game for Nintendo is strong.
Yes, that game is fucking strong. So as long as you have a PC, you're good. And now that PlayStation's probably about to shoot themselves in the fucking foot too, because they're migrating games faster to PC. They're migrating games to PC faster and faster.
Yeah.
You know, it used to take them three to 4 years. Now they're doing it in like 1.5, 2. So, I mean, PC has always been the way to go. It
These
definitely
are
always
about
has had
2 to 3 years away from PlayStation just releasing on PC.
As soon as PlayStation leans more heavily into the remote play market, so they have remote play, and you can do remote play from PC. I haven't done it that much myself, but I think it's still capable to do it.
It's best if you're on your own network.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like I have to they have the option to stream games off of your own hardware. So like you stream games that you've already bought off of your PlayStation. You know, your PlayStation is hosting it, you're just playing it on your PC, right? But with the Portal, you know, you're able to stream cloud gaming. You're able to do more cloud gaming type things and streaming it off of their hardware. I want to say that's available on PC, but it's just not, you know, prominent. Prominent is the word. Proficient.
So with PlayStation and Xbox kind of leaning more towards the remote play thing aspect, do we think Stadia was just too early?
Yes, just like how the PSP was too early. The PSP was a fucking immaculate machine. It was just too early. People weren't ready for it. I mean, of course, we still had, you know, Game Boys and Game Boy Advances. It just wasn't the right time to release it. Now, if the PSP were to come out nowadays, which they are still working, they're working on a new PSP, or they're looking for like a PS5P. You know, it's gonna be a PlayStation Portable that plays PlayStation 5 games natively. Yeah, now's the right time to release it. I mean, the handheld market is fucking strong. Thank you, Switch. Switch definitely had a huge hand in making that happen.
Right. I don't know. I'm just the handheld market, especially with like you got the ROG thing from Asus. You have
the ROG Ally.
The ROG Ally. You have the Steam Deck. You have, which I think they're getting ready to come out with a new version of the Steam Deck.
Ooh, that's interesting. They needed to make it more versatile. I mean, the ROG Ally. I think LG had one. There's a couple other games, like there was like the Legion, I think. There's a couple other companies that had it, but the ROG Ally was fucking strong. I think it's still the strongest handheld that's on the market right now because it's more versatile. Whereas like the Steam Deck is only playing Steam games. The ROG Ally is on a Windows platform, so it has more versatility. Yeah. It can play Windows games, it can play Epic games, and it can also do Steam games.
Yeah.
Which is why I think like the next iteration of Xbox is going to get kind of crazy. It won't be handheld based, but but it will be have access to a Steam app, so you can be able to play all your Steam games on your Xbox.
That would be dope. We know that Xbox and PlayStation are both working on handhelds of their own, but how versatile that they will be, we don't know yet. I think the PlayStation handheld is just going to be a PSP 5 or PS5P. It's just going to be a PlayStation game that's playing PlayStation 5 games natively. It's probably going to look exactly like how the Portal looks. It's just going to be able to play games natively instead of having to stream them off of your PlayStation 5 or off the cloud. I
I'm
feel
curious
Xbox is
about what
probably gonna be in
the
same market.
I'm curious about what the memory space is going to be for the PSP5.
Ooh, did I share an article not that long ago that was
1 terabyte, wouldn't you think?
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
It would have to be
knowing
something significant.
knowing Sony, they'll release it with 200 gigs and then charge you for an extended
Yeah.
hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, Switch games are not that big just because they have smaller or aren't as heavy in their textures, so it's a smaller file, I guess, as you want to, smaller download, smaller size, smaller.
Well, see, they
size
could
game.
also downsize it a bit too for the handheld version because they could make it 1080 and nobody would be able to tell the difference.
I was thinking 720. They can make it 720, then upscale it through software to make it 1080 or 2K, 1440. Probably not 4K, but 2K. But I mean, definitely 720 to start with, and then upscale it through technology. And so you just have a 720 download, which would probably be fucking tiny as shit.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I feel like this is a good course of action. I feel like I shared an article where someone was predicting that the PSP or the PlayStation 6 would be both a console, a full stack console, with a portable option. So like,
I think it'll be optional because you're gonna have the base console and then like there's gonna be people that won't be able to afford the console and the handheld.
Right, but I think they were predicting that you would have the option of having the full console. So like you would get, in theory, you would get a PlayStation 5 and a Nintendo Switch, but it's running the same compatibility, the same hardware, the same software. So you're getting a PlayStation 6 and a PSP 6 at the same time. They're both in the same packaging. They're both in the same price range. Not same price range, but they're both in the same packaging.
Right.
So you get one. And so like, when you're at home, you're playing the tower, you're playing off the tower, and then like you want to travel, and then you just remove a portion of it, which is the handheld.
As long as they don't come up with another what's it like cell data plan for it.
I mean, if it just has Wi-Fi, but then again, it's playing games natively. If it has the games natively on it, dude, I think that's a fucking move. That would be a fucking dirty ass move. Yeah.
Well, see, here's
article, and they were expecting it to be like $1,000, so like $500
for the combo,
console,
yeah.
$500 for the tower, $500 for the handheld, and if you're able to put games on it natively and play it that way, dude, that actually sounds like a fucking move, man. That sounds like a fucking.
Hey, you better go ahead and copyright that idea. You already know as soon as they
here's the reason I bring that up is there's maybe 5 PlayStation games that have come out in the last 10 years you could play offline.
You're talking about, yeah.
So if you're going to have the option or the ability to play them on a handheld, that handheld is going to have access to the internet.
Well, yeah, like I said, they probably have like Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7 built in.
Right.
I don't know about
at what point in time are you going to need cellular data? Yeah.
That might be too much of an ask. That's a fucking heavy ask to have your customers to pay, because you're gonna have to pay for that for sure. You have to pay for the cellular to use the cellular data.
Well, especially in this economic climate.
Mm-hmm.
But I say I 100% see Sony doing that though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it won't stop them.
Wait, you see them having them charge for cellular data?
Yeah. It'll be its own subscription on top of PlayStation Plus.
Well, if it's its own subscription, that makes it an option.
It does, but then that means you can't play your games remotely on the handheld.
Well, I mean, if you're connected to the Wi-Fi, and when you download the games onto the handheld, and then just take them with you, I don't see any interference there. Any
So
blocking.
there shouldn't be any interference. But look back, how many games can you play offline that are single player only?
Well, now you're talking about like you're entering the Steam storefront of things, right?
No,
so,
I'm
yes,
talking about God of War. You cannot play God of War offline.
Yes, you can. If you're playing it on PlayStation hardware, you can play it offline. It will install. The game is still on the disc. You can insert the disc, and I think you can play it. You can play it offline. Well, now if you're buying it off of Steam, yeah, when it came to Steam, like Helldivers 2, The Last of Us,
Didn't have to do like a license check?
yeah, they had the fucking the bullshit PlayStation Network check. Yeah, the licensing check.
Right.
The PlayStation Network, you had to be within one of PlayStation Network's regions to be able to purchase the game and play the game. You had to have a PlayStation login. But now you're talking about playing PlayStation games on a different platform. Now you're talking about playing it on a native platform. I'm talking about playing it on.
I am talking about playing it on a native platform, but I have never been able to install a PlayStation game in the last 10 years that didn't require me to be online while playing it.
I will argue that fact.
Like,
I will argue
God of War on my PlayStation required me to be online.
There's no way they've got to wear like need you to be online.
Yep. I have known 3 people that have no access to reliable internet who could not play God of War because it required them to log in.
I'm sure there are games that are like that, like Helldivers 2, which requires never login.
Well, that's an online game.
By yourself. Yes. There's no way that God of War is like that. There's no way.
Last of Us is like that. Not the original, the remakes. Not the original. The original you could play natively.
I know fucking Sony is greedy as shit. I don't believe they are that fucking greedy.
They're all greedy. They're all greedy. Like, I'm not ragging on Sony individually.
No way. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna test it out after this because I can I can cut off net connection to my devices with my new internet setup. Thank you. So I can keep them plugged in. I don't have to fucking be a fucking a fucking bitch, caveman, muscular motherfucker, and stand up and go fucking unplug it. I can be a little fat sloth on my fucking couch and just use my phone and just say, turn off network connectivity to this device. So I'll test that and see if I can play those games without network connectivity.
Yeah. And I will completely accept I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
There's no way they would do that. There's no way they would do that. And it was a fucking because people were in outcries that they did it for the Steam games. For the Steam games, yeah, they did it for it was a thing for a while for their Steam games. So like you had to be connected. Sense. You had to have a PlayStation account to not only buy them. Well, I don't know about buying them, but like to play them, you had to log into your PlayStation account. They got rid of it after a while, I think, because it was a huge thing. It was a huge thing for Helldivers 2, especially after it launched. They didn't fully enact it. And they're like, okay, we're gonna walk it back a bit. Now you have to have your PlayStation account. And they're like, all right, well, we got fucked up with that shit. So yeah, you don't have to have a PlayStation account.
Like the biggest thing is because like Xbox did this too with the last generation. Like everything is online. Because like remember there was a lot of crap about like people in the military being in Afghanistan and not being able to hook to the internet with the Xbox.
It was the Xbox One. It was the Xbox One when it was originally announced. They're like, it has to have connectivity to be able to use it, just in general, no matter what the fuck you had to do. Because they're like, you have to have it connected to the internet. Just like every 10 minutes, it was doing an internet check to just be like, okay, I'm connected to the internet. I'm fucking good. I authenticated. They announced it like that, and they walked that shit back fucking quickly.
Yeah.
They walked it back quickly, and their sales still fucking plummeted. Their sales plummeted. They fucking
That's all you gotta do is
aftermath after that. It
screw up one time.
But they announced it that way.
Yeah.
And then they walked it back, and it launched perfectly fine, but it was the damage was already done. There's no way that PlayStation they're still smarter than that. They're not gonna fuck themselves over that much. We've seen how that has worked out in the past. We're not gonna be like, oh, to play this game, even if it's a single player campaign game, you have to be connected to the internet. And you have to have a PlayStation account. They're not that fucking dumb.
Yeah, they are.
They're fucking dumb and they're greedy as shit, but they're not that fucking.
Yeah, they are.
I'm probably eating my words right now. I'm gonna test it out later. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you find a game that you can just play offline. I am really curious.
You have to be able to play this offline.
But then again, I don't also know that many people that don't have internet. Like I said, I know 3 people who do not have access to good internet.
That's fair too, man. I guess you really don't think about it that much. Like, how many people do not have access to internet?
Yeah,
I know there's a.
They have access. It's just not fiber or like Comcast good internet. It's like DSL where they're gonna
still
get
DSL. But like, dude, DSL used to not be bad. I mean, it's still usable internet. You can still do.
The reason it wasn't bad is because we didn't know any better about something better. That's the reason. We were like, what?
Remember, cable
came out.
Cable was.
Everyone was like, "Oh shit, man! I don't have to listen to hear the fucking clicks in there." Oh man, I fucking love DSL. And now like people are like, "Oh, you got DSL? Poor piece of shit. What did you eat this week, Robin?" Bringing it back full circle. Bringing it back full circle.
On that note, thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you had a good time. We will see you 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
No, we didn't. Wait, no, man. You ended it. We didn't even talk about GTA 6.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Oh, okay. We're not ending it yet. Oh, yeah. So GTA 6 has postponed their game. Who didn't see this coming?
You didn't hit the
Raise your
button.
hand.
You didn't hit the button yet?
Huh?
You didn't hit the button yet? You didn't hit the button yet? All right. I thought you hit the button. All right.
I was trying to find it. I had to find my mouse first. I'm about to make hot pink so I can find it easier.
That's until you go live again, man. Go fucking live.
They're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, I'll get you in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden they're like, wait, they're still live.
But yeah, so GTA 6 has put up a delay in their release, which raise your hand if you did not see that coming.
I think we all saw that coming. I mean, they hadn't released anything significant about it except for those 2 trailers that were very far apart, like what, 6 months apart from each other.
Haven't they? It's only been the one trailer.
It was 2. There was one like maybe a year ago, and then another one like so many months ago at this point, and they were just mostly cinematic trailers. They haven't shown off any gameplay or anything like that. Not like real gameplay.
Official
GTA
gameplay
is the only franchise.
Gameplay has leaked, but it's not official gameplay.
Yeah. If it hasn't come out from Rockstar, then I mean, it only counts so much, really.
Yeah.
Because whatever has been leaked is like unfinished gameplay.
I thought they only had the one trailer. They only had the one trailer that was like 2.5 minutes, and it was all cinematic.
GTA is the only franchise.
Soundtrack.
GTA is the only franchise I can think of that can launch a trailer to get people excited about a trailer.
Yeah, it's one of the only games that can do that.
I was so pissed when they did that too. They released this badass trailer and they're like fucking 2025. They did it like fucking in 2023. I was like 2 fucking years. I was like 2 fucking years we're gonna be waiting for this fucking game, man. And they released this fucking trailer now. That's fucking dirty as fuck.
Honestly though, after they released that GTA trilogy with like the older PS2 games, I think they've got to do a little bit of something to like kind of regain their name, because I mean, even though it wasn't their main company that released those games, it was like some other sister company or whatever. It's still kind of tarnished their name a little bit, and I think they're not going to release anything that is less than perfect when it comes to GTA 6.
I think that's good. And someone brought it up. I had completely forgot about this. So this is a good point. Now that I'm thinking about it more. Fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 got delayed a couple times. It got delayed a couple times too.
It did.
But also, at the point where I am in my life, or like how long we've been since it released, I had completely forgot Red Dead 2 had gotten delayed several times. I don't even remember one time it got delayed, and like I think I had like pre-ordered it, and like something happened with like my funds or something, and like or whatever because I canceled it, like I didn't get reimbursed, or I did get reimbursed, or some weird shit happened. But yeah, fucking Red Dead 2, like it hit delay fucking hell too. But I don't remember that shit. So we're all gonna forget about this shit down the line when GTA 6 actually does fucking come out. It's not that big of a fucking deal, but it's also a big fucking deal.
People were literally writing up contracts because when they knew that it was coming out, they were like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm gonna be a non-existent husband, father, spouse for at least 60 days."
There's going to be people calling out of work for this game.
People already did call out of work.
I know.
All right, I can actually show up now. I just need to move that. It's like, why are you calling out again? You can't ask me. That's a HIPAA violation. Yeah, man, I remember. Yeah, RDR2 came out. I was just like, BT Dubs, you're not gonna see me for a good fucking while. I was like, can't do anything. Can't do anything for a good amount of time.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for coming to watch.
No, I'm not done. That's so fucking shitty. It's shitty as fuck, man.